Hey, what's up? Happy Sunday. Hope you're getting ready for the big holiday coming up here if you're in the United States. I'm enjoying that extra day off. My name is Mike King, aka Mike Your Mentor, and welcome to my page. If you're joining me and you're watching this live, I'd appreciate some engagement. So you can throw down a hashtag live if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, so we can take advantage of all that good Facebook algorithm stuff and let this content spread. So tonight on Sunday Sermon, we're going to be talking about friends and what are the characteristics of a great friend. If you're new to this page, welcome. Right, the whole goal of this page is to encourage men to answer the higher calling they have on their lives as husbands, as fathers, as friends, and as leaders in the community. And it's no secret that the world um, is going down the tube real quick, and that's a direct result of men not understanding what real manhood looks like. And all you have to do is ask, go into a room and ask any of the men when they knew they became a man, and you'll get a bunch of different answers. It was when I smoked my first cigarette. It was when I slept with my first woman. It was when I turned a certain age, right? A multitude of answers. No one can give you a straight answer, or you won't find the same answer because men are just confused about what that looks like, what that means, and the journey to get there. And I know from real experience because I grew up without a father in my life for the most part, and that left me feeling rejected. It left me with abandonment issues, and as I tried to discover what it meant to be a real man, I caused a lot of heartache to myself and to others along the way. But now that I've had a ton of people sow into me over the years, and further along in my journey, I've discovered a lot of things that you don't learn in school, and you don't learn unless you go out and you actively seek these things, or it's through coincidence. And it's most likely going to be the latter, that you discover these things for yourself. So I see it as my role and my privilege and my honor to share these things with other guys, not because I'm better than anybody, not because I'm further along in my life than other people, or I'm on this pedestal. But no, it's brotherhood, right? And uh, if you can help somebody avoid certain potholes, or recognize certain blind spots that they have going on in their lives, then that's a great thing. Not only does it allow you to be a great friend to them, but it allows them to become a better person in all of those areas. So tonight, what we're going to do is I'm going to share some pictures here with you of some friends that made a real difference in my life, and then we're going to sum it all up by talking about the three characteristics of a great friend. So let me share my screen, and we'll jump into this. All right, Sunday Sermon Week 34. Where has the year gone? Holy smokes. We were officially in September 1st, and before we know it, it'll be Christmas and then a new year. So this first picture here is from me. I think I was maybe like a sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school. And if you can't tell which one I am, I'm the guy on the right with the little Mexican mustache, even though I'm not Mexican. And then that's Grams down there below. And then next to me is was my best friend TJ. Um, Affectionately, we called him Slang Duke. And then to the left of that was CJ, aka C Murder. What's in a nickname, right? And TJ was my best friend. We had a lot of the same life experiences growing up without our fathers, primarily in our lives, and just trying to figure things out. And then, CJ, um, kind of the same story there, and he actually lived with us for a year uh, and we became really close. So good guys. And then next, I got a little throwback picture. A lot of these are from high school and stuff, but because that's when probably having really great friends is can be the most important time in your life, because there's a lot of peer pressure. There's a lot of opportunities to make a lot of really bad mistakes that can affect you for the rest of your life. So here on the right, we got my boy Justin. Man, he looks like Justin. You look like a little baby in this picture. And then you can't tell from the picture, but Justin was 6'8", and then next to him we got the one and only Kristen. We called her Coots. She was 6'3", so both great basketball players in their own right. Justin went on to play in college and then overseas in Australia, and Kristen went to play in college and totally dominate. She had some opportunities to play afterwards, but I think her life just went a different direction. But no worries. But yeah, fantastic players, both of them. And then here's one of me and my other good friend Antoine. Most people knew Antoine. How could you not know Antoine? But no, he was a good dude. One of the things I remember about Antoine was he took me to get my first real haircut. Up until I think about 11th grade or so, I either cut my hair myself, I had a friend cut it for me, which it consisted of him just putting on like a one clip and just going all over my head, or prior to that, going to a place like Bo Ricks or Supercuts when I was younger. So Antoine kind of really looked out for me and made me hip to the game, I guess you could say, and started taking me to get tapers and fades and all that good stuff, in helping me look somewhat normal. So big shout out to Antoine. And friendships run deep, and a lot of times you don't know, uh, you know, you don't make the connection of when you first run into somebody and the importance that they play in your lives. And so this is a picture of, I want to say, 5th or 6th grade baseball. And there's a lot of dudes in here that I grew up with, but that's me in the middle row, second from the right. And then next to me is Justin, who you just saw in a picture. And me and Justin really didn't, we were on the same team, but I never realized that we were connected as far back as that. I guess I started paying more attention to Justin when we were in like maybe 7th or 8th grade. We both had a huge love for basketball, and we were just trying to be the best that we could. And on this page, I talk a lot about the importance of having mentors and having good role models in our lives. And both our coaches were excellent role models. The guy in the upper right was Mr. Nastai, and his kid is right next to Justin on the left. Aaron in the second row, rocking those glasses. And then up in the upper left-hand corner was my first mentor, Mr. Vanderpool, and that was Justin's dad. And it's funny how I can look back on my life in this picture. Just, it's cool that God would place somebody like that in my life at such a early age. And I was very observant, even at that age, of what the older men around me were saying and were doing, and did those things match up? Because I had a lot of mistrust for men because of what my dad had done, and always telling me one thing and then doing another, not hardly ever keeping his word. So then next we got this little throwback picture from high school, and this is one of my friends, Alyssa, and we auditioned to MC, I think it was Homecoming that year, which had like a 70s theme on it. So I remember going over to Alyssa's house and practicing for 4 or 5 hours our little routine and what we were going to say. And it was us, and there was two other people, and they couldn't make a decision on, if I'm remembering this correctly, on who they were going to give it to. So what they did is we had an assembly, and then we had the big hoorah at the football game, and they let us do the assembly, and the other team got to do, or the other pair got to do the football game. So it all worked out, and it was fun times. And then next we got this picture of me and CJ, I guess, just yeah, just showing what we got here. I have no idea who took this picture, maybe my grandma, but this is funny, you know, and the things you do when you're in high school, right? The things you think are so cool. So we got these brand new warm-ups for basketball, and they were maroon on the outside, and in our rebellious ways, we would flip them inside out and wear them like that to school, and kind of pissed my coach off. But you know, whatever. We thought we were cool, and that's what we did. And then here's another picture of Grams with Kristen there on the left, and then another good friend of ours, Lindsay, on the right. And it's kind of cool how we've all just been able to stay in touch and follow our stories in our lives, you know, with the advent of obviously social media. And then, you know, these pictures just it's good to reflect on the good times in high school and how fortunate I was to, whether I realized it or not, to have a good group of friends around me. So, alright, this picture does some justice. Here you can see just how tall Coots was. I'm pretty sure she's not wearing heels because she was a little bit taller than me and the same height as TJ. So this might have been in, yeah, 10th or 11th grade, I think 10th, getting ready for one of the dances here. And then here's another picture of us hanging out at the dance. I don't know what your high school dances were like, but ours consisted of a lot of the guys just hanging back and a lot of the girls actually just dancing. And then I remember this one particular time, this new kid came to school, and he was a really good dancer. And at one of the dances, we just made this circle and like literally watched him battle this other girl for probably like an hour as they went back and forth, just popping and locking and dancing and doing all this stuff. And we were amazed. I have absolutely no rhythm, so I'm not even going to act like I do. But yeah, so I was pretty much a wallflower until I got brave and maybe tried to do one or two moves that never worked out. Here's another picture from another dance. This is me and TJ's cousin Maria. And then yeah, got our boy over to the left, Johnny Lee, the man child. Interesting fact about Johnny was in 8th grade, he probably had, I don't know, 5 or 6 games where he scored 50 points in basketball. I mean, he was such a freak athlete, and he was just, at that point, he was just so much more mature than everybody that he dominated. And him and his brother were awesome football players, great running backs. So yeah. So here's another picture. Oh, Justin got those frost tips, yeah, in your hair. And then his date for that night, Tara. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna embarrass you a little bit, Jay. But you know, Jay was he was awesome. He extremely principled, extremely. Um, I mean, he stuck to his guns, right? He stuck to what he believed. Huge believer, huge Christian. But he was the guy that, you know, he didn't talk much about it, but he definitely walked the walk. And it was funny. We would always ride around. I had this GMC Jimmy. It was like a 4-door Blazer, little mini SUV, and with some subwoofers in the back. And we'd drive around town just blasting the music. And Justin would sit in the back, and he knew every single word to the song, and he would sing along. But if a swear word came, he would plug his ears and stop singing, and then just pick right up after that came. So it was funny. Some good times there. Never forget that. And all the girls wanted to kiss Justin because they knew that you know, he was, how principled he was, and he believed in saving himself for marriage, and the ironic thing about that is it just made him more desirable among the young ladies. So this was a cool event. So I talked before about how good Coots was in basketball. She was actually extremely prolific, and she won the Miss Basketball Award in high school, which is given out to the best basketball player in the state. And she invited me to the ceremony, so here I was with her. She got awarded her trophy and inducted into I guess that would be like the Miss Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah, so very cool experience. And this is a picture from I think my junior year of my buddy Justin. Man, this brings back some memories. You know, Justin was an extremely good wrestler. He was an extremely good football player, and you know, there's always that friend that you have that ends up making some decisions that affects the rest of their life. And unfortunately, Justin made some of those decisions, and he wasn't able to bounce back from those. And what I remember, one of the episodes I remember in high school is he got kicked off the football team, and then they were going to have a meeting at in front of the school board about trying to let him play again. Me and my grandpa went to show him some support and said some stuff on his behalf, and we really believed that with the support that he had, that he was gonna get to play football again. I mean, he was an outstanding football player, linebacker. He was just a crazy dude. He wasn't scared of anything, and he just welcomed the bone crushing hits. You know, but unfortunately, the school board didn't see things the same way we did, and he wasn't allowed to play football. And sometimes in life, especially at that age, when you don't have any outlet, anything to pursue as your passion, if that's taken away from you, you turn to other things. After we graduated, I didn't see Justin for probably 15 or 16 years until a chance encounter one night. But yeah, man, we were boys back in the day, just rolling. He had this sweet, I think it was like a '69 Nova that him and his dad built, that he'd rip and roar around town in, and that thing was bad. But yeah, that was my boy Jay. And then here's some of the guys from college basketball, all us seniors, or yeah, I think this was from senior year. But yeah, all the crew, for the most part, we lived together senior year, except for my man Sean, who's the guy furthest on the right. But the rest of us, yeah, we all lived together in a house. We were like brothers, and thought we were cool and thought we couldn't be stopped. And at one point, we couldn't, and then our heads got too big, and then we had to get humbled. So well, yeah, a bunch of fun guys, a lot of fun memories there with the basketball team. Then here's some of the other guys from around college. Got my boy Clay over there on the right, back when he used to rock the Maxwell hair. Yeah, Clay. And then my boy Javon, who's part of the basketball team. And then on the left, Big Mike played football. So I think we were getting ready for maybe a dance or something. And then this is from the senior year basketball award ceremony. You know, these are my guys since freshman year. To the left of me, that's Garrett, and then next to him was Kevin, my roommate, and then on the left of that was Dirk. And we were all suite mates and roommates for 4 years. And then the little boy, who's not so little anymore, was Brian, but he was our ball boy at the games. His mom worked at the college, so good memories. And here's another one from graduation day. when we finally did it. Didn't know how we were going to make it there, but we all survived. And then after that, the cool thing is Justin was such a good basketball player. He got this opportunity or asked to be a part of this team to go over to the Philippines and play some basketball. And they needed an extra guy, and they asked Justin if he knew anybody. And Justin, being the friend that he was, said he knew the perfect person and told him about me. And after all the craziness that happened after I graduated with my dad and stuff, I found myself on a plane 13 hours later in the Philippines. So this is in one of the cities. I think the first city we went to. Just sporting it up and taking a picture with us and the coach. And then I got another picture here, good picture at another spot with me and Jay getting ready. And then here's a shot of my buddy TJ and his wife Jen. I don't know if this was his wife at the time. They might have just been dating. But yeah, it was funny the trouble me and TJ used to get into after college, and I moved back home, and we were just trying to find our way in the world, going out and doing what guys do, which sometimes is up to no good. And then here's a shot from one of the 3-on-3s. I used to battle with these guys, and we used to play a lot of Gus Mackers. So the guy to the left to me is my buddy Trevor. He's just a great guy, awesome father, beautiful family. And then the guy to the right in the black jersey is Jason, really good player as well. And then to the right was the Beast, BJ. Me and BJ knew each other from college. He may have dunked all over our team a dozen or several dozen times. No names will be named. But yeah, we'd hook up and play on these Mackers and have a good time and do what we do, which is win. And then here's a picture from Gramps' I should explain Gramps. So there's me, right, second from the right, and then next to me is Chris. But we called him Gramps because he talked like a grandpa. It was like long, drawn out speech. There might have been another reason behind that, but yeah, Gramps was a heck of a guy. He was a year younger than me. So we were all catching up here at his wedding, which was an amazing wedding in North Carolina. And here's a shot of me, Jay, and his dad, and then our buddy on the far left, Jeremiah, who's another exceptional basketball player, playing in our local 3-on-3 tournament, and just winning like we try to do. I think Jay might have been flexing a little, those guns out. And then here's some other really good friends of mine, guys that I met when I was living in Chicago. And some of these guys, really helped change my life at a time when I really needed it. I've talked a lot about that when I wasn't sure if I wanted to be married, wasn't really sure who I was, and what I was going to do with myself. Just really kind of in this fog, this huge fog, and these guys rallied around me and supported me, and we still get together once a year for the weekend and get together and catch up. And we have what's called the hot seat, where we get on the seat for 45 minutes, and guys just rapid fire questions at us. Hey, how's your marriage? How's your life? What have you been up to? Are you aware of what you're watching? Are you aware of how you're talking? What are your goals for this year? Just really challenging each other to be better husbands, better fathers, better leaders in our community. All that good stuff. I think we're almost done here. And then here's a picture. Got a little reunion with me and TJ. Helped coach 2 years of some varsity basketball with him, so that was fun to reunite and just share the love of the game with some great kids. You know, um, really good time. And then here's a quick shot of me and G Money getting together for some nice, some nice debate. That's what I always appreciate about Garrett. Even though in some areas we have completely different beliefs, we could always get together and express those beliefs, not hold any hard feelings, talk it through, have good, mature conversations, very interesting and deep conversations, which I love. I mean, that's what fires me up. But yeah, this is from one of those nights. Gee, if you're watching this, we gotta do that again soon. And then here's a picture of me and my boy Monty. Went to a Pistons Bulls game with the wives. Uh, and play a little 3-on-3 basketball with me, Monty, and then that to the left, that's my brother-in-law Jordan, taking home that big money from winning. And then here's another shot of us and our wives just out at the lake enjoying a nice night out. Oh, I think this is the last picture. Nope, two more. And then here's us catching up again. TJ and his mom. They got TJ has a cottage. Well, not a cottage anymore. It's his house now that he lives there full time since he moved back from Florida. But yeah, we were getting out there to do some pontooning and some skiing, water skiing, and all that good stuff. And then finally, here's a picture of us just getting together. Some of us for some hoops, and it's interesting to think about my life and how many great people and how many friends I've made throughout my life just through basketball. A lot of stories too of me getting into fights with other people on the basketball floor, and then becoming best friends afterwards. But we'll save those stories for another time. So this is just a picture of a great group of guys that played in a league a couple years ago, and you'll see our mentor, or my mentor, Mr. Vanderpool, still out there doing his thing. Probably one of the best basketball players I ever came across. Back in his day, man, he could jump out of the gym. He had that Larry Bird shot that he just didn't miss and you couldn't block. And he was so crafty with the basketball. And just outstanding. I hated guarding him. Absolutely hated it. Yeah, so now let's talk about, wrap this up, bring this home, and talk about the 3 keys to real friendship. So, first one, I'm always harping on this. It's one of the things my grandpa drove into me all growing up, and that was real friends tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And that's a big distinction, right? Because I think a lot of people surround themselves with yes people that are going to agree with everything that they say, and that are going to build them up in a way that makes them something that they're not, right? Overinflates their ego. But real friends won't be afraid to tell you the truth. They won't be afraid to tell you when you're doing something that is compromising your values or presents some sort of danger to you. And the perfect situation for this was when I was engaged for the first time and I was going to be married, and I just wasn't myself. And my friends knew that, and they realized that right away. And they finally called me to the carpet on it on a couple of different occasions, and really let me know their honest opinion, and told me I needed to wake up. And because of our friendship and them not being afraid to tell me the truth, in us having created the atmosphere for that, I was able to come to my senses and make the right decision there. So never forget that. It's just a testament to the power of having the right friends around you. And then 2, Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another." Right? Real friends will make you a better person. They will help mold you and shape you into being a better person, being the best that you can be. Um, And that's just an awesome feeling when you have people in your life who genuinely don't want anything from you, right? And they care about you and your success because of you, not because they think they can get something out of it or there's some sort of ulterior motive. And then finally, the better friend you are, the better friends you'll have. If you don't have good friends right now, then I would strongly encourage you to take a look at what kind of person you are, because like attracts like. Um, if you really take the time to become a great friend, right? To somebody, or you think about what that looks like, um, and you work on making yourself that kind of person, right? Then you'll attract those type of people, and then you'll be able to recognize your BS meter will come off or go off when you run into somebody who wants to pursue a friendship with you who isn't up to that standard. And that doesn't mean that uh, you don't interact with them or that they don't have some part of your life, but that's the importance of having the right boundaries. I have people in my life that I still consider friends, and we have some sort of interaction, but it might not be as much as it needs to be because for whatever reason, there needs to be that distance there. That doesn't mean I won't encourage them, cheerlead them, give the shirt off my back for them. But as you work on yourself and you work on becoming a friend or a better friend, you'll attract better friends into your life. That will push you and motivate you to do better things as well. So that's it for tonight in the Sunday sermon. Hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane and got something out of that. Appreciate you guys checking this video out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for My Life Monday. Love you and have a good night. Bye.